Welcome to Básico Inglés 4.0, the radio show with Kyle Miller. Following class by class, step by step, the material of Básico Inglés 4.0 on Aprende Inglés TV. Class 173. Let's go! Beginner. Hello and welcome to class number 173. Today, as always, I will begin with a review of yesterday's content, class number 172. But first, I would like to mention that hace unas semanas ya que no estoy recibiendo muchas preguntas de vosotros. If you have any questions, be sure to write in. Be sure to write me an email. You can write us at bauganingles.com. You can also access the website vonradio.com and ask us questions. I will be sure to answer your question if you ask me, okay? You can say, this question is for Kyle to answer on the radio, and I will answer your question. If you don't ask me questions, I supongo que entiendes todo, sin problemas. Si tienes alguna duda, algún problema, pues escríbame. Okay, I'm here to answer your questions and to help you. Let's practice now with some verbs that we have seen, que hemos visto recently. Here we have the verb to retire, jubilarse, to retire. We also have to help, ayudar, to drop, caer, o caerse. To drop, to let something fall. If it drops, if you release it, it will drop, it will fall. So this can be a transitive verb or an intransitive verb. So I dropped the pen, and then the pen dropped. The pen dropped. Here it's intransitive. It dropped. When it is intransitive, it's the same as the verb to fall. Now, we also saw the verb to play, jugar, to play, which can also be tocar with an instrument. I play the drums. I don't play the guitar. I play hockey. I don't play football. So jugar also. And to belong, okay? Which is ser de alguien o pertenecerle a alguien. So here, let's answer a few questions. Will you retire when you're 65? Yes. I'll retire when I'm 65. Oh, did you drop the glass? It broke. The glass broke. Did you drop it? Yes, Kyle, I dropped the glass. I'm sorry, I dropped the glass. Okay, all right. Did your uncle retire last week? No, my uncle didn't retire last week. Did you help me build an igloo last winter? No, I didn't help you build an igloo last winter. Did you play football last Sunday? No, I didn't play football last Sunday. Did they play football when they were young? Yes, they played football when they were young. Did Ronaldo play football for Real Madrid last year? Yes, he played football for Real Madrid last year. Did it belong to her? Yes, it belonged to her. Did you drop the book? Did you drop the book? Yes, I dropped the book. All right. Now we can move on and practice with something that we didn't really have much time to see yesterday, which is some restaurant phrases. So here are some typical phrases to use if we're at a restaurant. So, for example, ask me if you can see the menu. And you can say, may I see the menu, please? Here we're being polite, so we would use, may I see the menu, please? Ask me if you can have the fish. Can I have the fish, please? Or, more correctly, may I have the fish, please? You could also say, if you're telling the waiter, you can say, I'll have the fish, please. I'll have the fish. Now, ask for a glass of water. May I have a glass of water, please? Excuse me, may I have a glass of water, please? Now, ask for the bill. Can I have the bill, please? Excuse me, I'd like the bill, please. May I have the bill, please? May I have the bill, please? La cuenta, the bill, the bill. Now, ask for a bottle of wine. Excuse me, can I have a bottle of wine, please? Or, may I have a bottle of wine, please? Or, I'd like a bottle of wine, please. Now, ask for a spoon. Una cuchara, a spoon. Can I have a spoon, please? Sorry, I dropped my spoon. Can I have another one? Now, a fork. Can I have another fork, please? And a knife. I'd like a knife, please. Can I have a knife, please? A sharp knife? Okay, so lots of words, lots of terms for asking for things. And really, food vocabulary is very extensive. There's always a lot of vocabulary. We can practice that another day. But it's good to be polite in restaurants. It's nice to be polite to the waiter. And I think you'll find that in English, most people use please a little bit more often. I think English speakers are a bit more polite. We always say, please, thank you, may I please? We never say, dame eso, dame. No. We don't use imperatives. We say, please, may I please have another glass of water? Okay. Let's move on now and take a look at our word of the day. Word of the day. Ah, yes, our word of the day today is wrong. W-R-O-N-G, wrong, as in equivocado. You're wrong. Estás equivocado. You're wrong. You have the wrong phone number. You called me by the wrong name. He's the wrong person. That's the wrong answer. To be wrong. I'm wrong. So, the opposite, of course, is right. English is important. Am I right or am I wrong? You're right. You're right. Tienes razón. No se dice you have reason. No. You're right. English is important. Am I right or am I wrong? You're right. You're right. Do you agree? Yes, I agree. English is more important than German. Do you agree? Yes, I agree. Am I right? Yes, you're right. Am I wrong? No, you're not wrong. Swedish is more important than English. Am I right or am I wrong? Kyle, you're wrong. Swedish is not more important than English. English is more important than Swedish. Internationally, yes. Okay, now we can move on into some new material here for class number 173, and we see the verb to work. To work, trabajar. So to work, and practicing here with the preposition for. I work for Vaughan Systems. I do. I work for Vaughan Systems. I worked for Vaughan Systems last year. I worked for Vaughan Systems in 2008. I worked for Vaughan Systems in 2007. I worked for Vaughan Systems 5 years ago. I didn't work for Vaughan Systems 10 years ago, but I did work for Vaughan Systems 5 years ago. Alberto works for Vaughan Systems. He worked for Vaughan Systems 2 years ago. He works for Von Systems now. He didn't work for Von Systems 10 years ago. Do you work for Von Systems at home? Maria, excuse me, Maria, do you work for Von Systems? Sorry? ¿Cómo? Repeat, Maria, en voz alta. No, Kyle. No, Kyle, I don't work for Von Systems. Javier, in Aranjuez, Javier, do you work for Von Systems? No, I don't work for Von Systems. Do you work in Madrid, Javier? No, Kyle, I don't work in Madrid. Now, Javier doesn't work in Madrid. Javier lives in Aranjuez. Javier works in Aranjuez. He doesn't work in Madrid. Maria works in Madrid. She doesn't work in Aranjuez. She doesn't work in Seville. She didn't work in Seville last year. She worked in Madrid last year. I worked in Madrid last year. Javier worked in Aranjuez last year. He didn't work in Madrid last year. Okay, let's move on now and take a look at our vocabulary of the day. Vocabulary of the day. All right, it is time for our vocabulary of the day, our 5 words of vocabulary. The first one is a word that I love, helado. Me encanta. Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. Now be sure that you close your lips. Ice cream. Que rico. Ice cream. I'm closing my lips with the letter M. Pronunciation. What? Yes, I want to think about the pronunciation here. The pronunciation of the M. I hope you don't have a problem with the letter M. The secret is you have to close your lips with the letter M. Otherwise, it will sound like an N. But no, ice cream. So think, ice cream. Imposible. Impossible. Impossible. Not in, but impossible. En vez de. In vez de, we say instead of. Instead of. I would like chocolate ice cream instead of vanilla. Isla. Isla is island. Island. My mother was born on an island. My mother was born on Cape Breton Island in Canada. My mother was born in Canada. She was born in the province of Nova Scotia. She was born on an island. She was born on Cape Breton Island. She wasn't born on Prince Edward Island. She was born on Cape Breton Island. Yes, it is on the east coast of Canada. Masqué is our final word, or 2 words in this case. More than. More than. €1 is worth, vale, masque, more than. €1 is worth more than an American dollar. Yes. More than. I have more books than my neighbor. I have more books than my neighbor. I have more than him. Masque, more than. Egypt has more sand than Spain, for example. All right. Let's move on now and take a look at a structure, an interesting structure here. Here we have a friend of mine, a friend of yours. Un amigo de él está de vacaciones. A friend of mine, un amigo de él, a friend of his, is on holiday. Está de vacaciones. A friend of his is on holiday. Ask me if a friend of mine is on holiday. Kyle, is a friend of yours on holiday? Yes, a friend of mine is on holiday. Un vecino de ella hace mucho ruido. a neighbor of hers makes a lot of noise. Ask me if a neighbor of mine makes a lot of noise. Ask me if a neighbor of mine makes a lot of noise. Kyle, does a neighbor of yours make a lot of noise? Yes, one neighbor. A neighbor of mine makes a lot of noise. Ask me if a relative of mine lives in Ottawa. Kyle, does a relative of yours live in Ottawa? Yes, a relative of mine lives in Ottawa. Okay. So one thing we mentioned here, estar de vacaciones, to be on holiday. To be on holiday. También hemos visto ruido, to make noise, not to do noise. Hacer ruido, to make noise. My neighbor makes noise. A neighbor of mine makes a lot of noise. One of my neighbors, uno de mis vecinos, one of my neighbors, un vecino de ella hace mucho ruido, it said. A neighbor of hers, not a neighbor of her, but a neighbor of hers makes a lot of noise. So using this possessive structure. So let's practice by simply repeating. I'd like you to repeat what I say. I'm a friend of his. I'm a friend of his. He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. I'm a friend of yours. I'm a friend of yours. You're a friend of mine. You're a friend of mine. I'm a friend of hers. She's a friend of mine. I'm a friend of theirs. En voz alta, I'm a friend of theirs. Very good. They're friends of mine. Son amigos míos. They're friends of mine. You're a friend of ours. You're a friend of ours. We're friends of yours. We're friends of yours. He's a friend of ours. We're friends of his. We're friends of his. Very good. She's a friend of ours. We're friends of hers. En voz alta, we're friends of hers. We're friends of theirs. They're friends of ours. They're friends of ours. She's a friend of yours. She's a friend of yours. You're a friend of hers. You're a friend of hers. He's a friend of yours. He's a friend of yours. You're a friend of his. We're all good friends. Can't you tell? Yes, we're all good friends. Okay, very good. So I hope that structure is not too difficult. We will review it tomorrow. Be sure to study with your student guide and follow the classes today on the television. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Please keep listening and keep studying. And if you have any questions, send me an email. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.